Hello and welcome. I'm Ella Johnson, a teacher from the year 2050. Today we'll be travelling back in time when my younger self will share and reflect her personal experiences on how inclusive education has evolved throughout the years. In this journey, we'll explore two main philosophers who challenge traditional educational norms and how their philosophies foster efficient teaching in the classroom. We'll also examine pedagogy and curriculum frameworks to discover the evolving educational standards. Now, please give a warm welcome to Ella from the year 2025. In modern education, for 2025, pedagogy is aiming to focus on student-centered learning that is tailored to each individual. The Australian Professional Standards for Teachers guides educators to what contributes to teacher quality, outlining what teachers need to know and do to achieve positive outcomes for student learning. This is organised into three domains: professional knowledge, professional practice, and professional engagement. Next, we're going to take a look at three standards that are shaping our educational system. Standard 1.1. Teachers are responsible to demonstrate knowledge and understanding of student development and differences. Standard 1.2. Teachers are to display their understanding of student learning through colleagues, professional trainings, and personal knowledge. Standard 4.1. Supporting students is essential for their learning journey. Without support, discouragement and lack of participation may become visible. While current pedagogies promote inclusivity, equality, and diversity, I still believe more work is needed. As we move away from the one-size-fits-all, we move closer to flexible learning. Teaching should be transformational, allowing students to feel recognised and valued, challenging all inequalities and more support when addressing issues related to race, gender, and social class. Thank you, Ella, but now back to me. My inspirations were deeply influenced by John Dewey, a philosopher from the early 1880s to the early 1950s, a founder of pragmatism who believed education and learning should be human, reflective, and meaningful. He had the ability to merge distinct forces that didn't always go together, such as science, democracy, and individual growth. This was intriguing to those from diverse backgrounds, as his ideas weren't limited to a single group. Dewey argued that identity was not fixed or isolated, but rather influenced by our biological structure, our social and cultural environment. According to John Dewey, both formal and informal education play an important role in shaping a student's learning. He deemed him progressive, experimental, also emphasizing that there's no one standardized way of learning. He believed that learning should be centered around the individual, but also advised that all genuine education comes about through experience does not mean that all experiences are generally or equally educative. Another philosopher that influenced my views is Nell Noddings, an American philosopher who argued that caring is the foundation of mortality in education. She believed that social relationship forms one's identity, and the relationship an individual has with others help define who they are as a person. Noddings' theory of care helps people think ethically and behave morally, which helps guide educators to provide caring relationships and create meaningful and positive interactions with students. Noddings' philosophy incorporates four main elements: engrossment, compassion, reciprocity, and motivational displacement. If one of the four elements is missing, then the relationship may not consider as an ethical or caring connection. She encourages to embody and truly become an educator who cares for others. They first must experience the feeling of being cared for. She explains that it is our longing for caring, to be in a special relation, that provides the motivation for us to be moral. As I believe then and still do now, education should be inclusive, safe, and supportive. Education should provide equitable opportunities for all students, even those from diverse backgrounds. By recognizing their differences and achievements, we can shift away from challenging them. Now, I have come to understand that gender, family background, and socioeconomic status can significantly impact a student's concentration, participation, and engagement, as well as access to extracurricular activities, resources, and basic educational needs. As educators, we must recognize and adapt to these differences and challenge inequalities. Why do I want to be a teacher, and what type of teacher do I want to be? Good question, Ella. The teacher we are today is because of the passion you had for making a difference. You've always enjoyed honouring and celebrating student achievements, especially those light bulb moments, as well as teaching lifelong knowledge and helping people develop into their own person. Now we have our own classroom, where students are recognised, heard and valued for who they are, the kind where students, colleagues and caregivers feel comfortable, supported and safe. We did this by making those meaningful connections and fostering student-centred learning, just like Dewey and Nodding said. As I still have a future ahead of me, I want to continue growing as an educator, expanding my knowledge and my ability to adapt to the ever-evolving student needs. Now to my 2025 self and other pre-service teachers, you are shaping the future of education. Let your philosophies and philosophers guide you, center you in equality and support you through your individual journeys.